How do insecure women flex? I seriously cannot thank Caitlyn enough for asking that question. Because what better candidate, and this is what makes me think Caitlyn knows exactly what she's doing, can we use to answer this question than the subject of this article herself? This is where we get to the fun part. You thought I wasn't going to get to the article at all. Well, my friend, buckle up. Seriously, get you some kind of a drink that can calm you down and keep you sane, because the things that we are about to find out, with Meghan, it never stops. Her insecurity and her mental state never seems to find a limit. Exhibit A of how an insecure woman flexes. Early on in the article, Caitlyn mentions a little event involving school children, girls specifically, that Meghan, for some reason, is invited to, or perhaps she requested an invitation to attend. It's a warm September day, and they're standing, waiting outside a tent, when a golf cart pulls up, the gravel crunching beneath its tires. "The Duchess of Sussex," someone in the scrum announces. Meghan descends, dressed in whatever. Exhibit 2, which is connected to Exhibit 1, so we'll save the commentary. When I meet up with Meghan a week later on a stormy day in New York, she's wearing black leggings and an oversized Northwestern t-shirt. She looks like she could still be in college. We're in a grand brownstone on the Upper East Side that belongs to one of Meghan's friends. When I enter, the house manager announces, "Meghan, Duchess of Sussex," even though we appear to be the only other two people in the house. And we thought the constant monogramming of everything with her initials was bad. I don't know if this is a new development, because it's the first I'm hearing. Meghan's had interviews before. I don't remember anyone mentioning that someone has to announce her using her title every time she arrives somewhere or enters a room. I can't even laugh about this, because that's how far gone, that's how disturbing and sad, pathetic this behavior is. This is a private citizen. This is not a duchess who is living in a palace or the grounds of a palace as she used to, who needs to be announced in that way before she enters a room. This is literally just an American citizen. And these announcements, school children? Really, 11 and 12-year-olds waiting outside a tent, and she feels the need to employ someone to formally announce her. You see what I mean by Caitlyn might actually be another Allison? Because pointing these things out, pointing out these details, making sure that we as the reader know that these children were 11 and 12-year-old girls waiting outside a tent, and she somehow needed to be announced, telling us that there was really no one else other than her two friends in the house, and she somehow, for some reason, still needed to be announced. This is something else. We're not even done. And already you can see how this article is far more destructive than a puff piece that we would come to expect from such a rag magazine. Very much like Allison and The Cut. I wonder if Caitlyn's going to end up being put on leave, as Allison once was 3 years ago. Exhibit C. How about lying? As I mentioned, the Procter & Gamble fake story that her father and Tom Bauer very publicly denounced and rebutted, or disproved is the word I'm looking for, is yet again shamelessly being rehashed. Exhibit D. Recruiting flying monkeys. Is it really a Meghan Markle article or interview without recruiting friends or minions to sing her praises? Kelly Zachman's role was to say the following: "She's funny. I think maybe that's surprising to people." Followed by Serena Williams, legendary tennis player, who was also recruited to say, "She's just so smart. And I feel like no matter what, I can always learn from her." I feel robbed. I feel cheated. We're all tuning in to With Love Meghan and her podcasts, expecting to learn something, and it turns out she's been holding out on us. You've been holding out on us, Meghan. Serena Williams has so much to learn from you every day, and yet you give us nothing, not even crumbs, on any of your shows or podcasts, really? I mean, seriously, what are we learning from your show other than the fact that you can't do shiz in the kitchen and you don't know anything about businesses and feminism from your podcasts? We're only learning about your ineptness for everything. You're really selling yourself short here. I mean, I know people say save your best self for those who deserve it the most, but come on. I mean, this is meant to be a commercial venture of yours. You know, we're not your friends here. Exhibit E. I don't even know what to call this one. I'm just going to call it flexing because there really is no other way to describe this. I love being able to do both, Meghan says. To play in the sandbox with my kids and to play in the front row at a show. I mean, if cringe could be a physical entity, it would take the form of Meghan Markle. Exhibit, I don't know, F? Exhibit F. Name dropping. We've already seen how Serena Williams was dragged in, and look, Kelly Satchvin isn't exactly as much of an international name, but her dear friend Serena, of course, had to be mentioned along with Glow. Yes, Glow, also known as Gloria Steinem to the rest of us, but, you know, we're not fancy enough and important enough and powerful enough to count her as one of our closest friends. Exhibit, where was I? G? Were we in F? G. I'm going to go with G. Designer duds. As I was going through the article, obviously there are many photos that were assaulting my eyeballs as I scrolled down. Take a look at the description underneath all these photos. In this first one, the dress is Chanel. Of course, they have to mention the love bracelet. The second photo, where she looks really casual. The shirt and the pants, of course, have to be from Celine. In this absurd outfit, I don't know what's going on here, she's dressed in The Row, one of the most expensive brands known to man or woman. I don't know if they carry men's lines. I think they recently started that. In this red photo, the dress is Balenciaga, of course, and the earrings are Cartier. In this photo, the dress is Ferragamo, etc., etc., etc. It really does keep going. This one, actually, this singlet from Totem is over $600. I actually came across this singlet being advertised by one of these, you know, what Meghan wore pages on Instagram, and I saved it on my phone because I had to share with you. You think, oh, it's made from silk spun from the hair of virgins. No, just get a load of this. I need to find it. It's on my phone right here. Compact knit tank Totem. It's actually under $600. My bad. But the composition, 53% viscose, 45% recycled polyamide, which is basically nylon, and 2% elastane. For, you know, no one in the world loves me more than him. So I know he's always going to make sure he has my back. Guys, y'all remember this clip?
H, that man loves me so much.